everyone. How you doing?
Hey, it's Robin and Jesse, and we are going to be giving you some basics about the Daniel fast that Two Rivers Church, to which we belong, is putting on for the first 3 weeks in January. And Jess, what do you know about the Daniel fast?
Well, I think we should do some introductions, right, Robin?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because they don't know who we are. They may not know who we are.
They don't know about us.
They don't think that, I know you may not know about us.
All right. So go ahead.
So my name is Jesse. If you don't see me at church, it's usually because I'm at the Saturday night service. I am an entrepreneur, full-time entrepreneur, and a part-time student. So you can imagine, I don't have a lot of free time.
All right. That's important to know for what we're going to be doing later. And I am a so-called retired educator, and I have taught on a college level. It's very nice. And I do have time, and I do not mind chopping and shopping and chomping. So chomping.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
I suppose chomp. Okay, yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
So I will show you a little more maybe advanced ways to prepare for the Daniel fast, but you're going to show us some
relatively easy recipes. Don't get me wrong. I like to cook, and I can cook.
Yeah. She knows how to cook. I've seen her cookbooks.
I can cook, but I don't always have time to cook, and I wish I could cook more, but we're going to try to get you some cheater ways if you just don't have enough time.
Right. So we just want to say a little about the Daniel fast basics. The Daniel fast is just pretty much eliminating rich foods like meat, dairy.
And they're not talking like money rich.
No,
that's not pasted in gold.
In fact, the stuff that we bought was pretty inexpensive for today. So it's more of the rich delicacies like sweets and desserts.
Wait, no chocolate?
Well, there is a little caveat on that. Later we'll be talking.
Okay.
But basically, in order to spend more time with the Lord and maybe just serve him in different ways, and don't focus too much on the food. At first we will, because we have to get used to this, but once you get used to it, we'll be preparing food in advance, so that it's going to be really easy to do this, hopefully.
Because we realize that 1/3 of the United States population does not know how to cook. They eat out all the time. And then the other third, they just kind of cook from packaging. Mm-hmm. And then there's other people that do cook. And we want to help everybody.
Right.
We want to help everybody.
Right.
It's a change. It's a change.
Right.
Especially when you can't have steaks.
Yeah. And for the working people like you, Jesse, I mean, I work too, but in different ways. And but for you, professionals, busy moms, it's going to be somewhat of a challenge, but that's part of it. We want to make this 3 weeks different in the way we're eating. Daniel, what do we know about Daniel? Why do we call it the Daniel fast?
Well, he was in a situation where he was captive by King Nebuchadnezzar.
In the Bible.
In the Bible. We're talking about the Bible.
The Christian Bible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to have him eat food that was sacrificed to idols. And he said, no, we're going to eat vegetables because I want to spend time with the Lord and be faithful. Mm-hmm. And that's where this comes from.
Right. And so one of the things is simple. And I have the 4 S's that I like to say about this. And I have experience in cooking like this and preparing food from when I was exposed to the nutritarian lifestyle.
Do you have a book for that?
Yep, I do. Joel Furman is the person who coined the term nutritarian. And
is that really a word?
It is a word now. Yeah, it's
actually not dictionary.
It doesn't come up red anymore in the gram check or the spelling.
Okay,
check.
All right, it's official.
So he also invented the Andy system, but that's a whole different thing. If you want to find out about that, Joel Furman is the person to go to for very simple, eating only nutritious food. So we're not going to be eating junk food or processed food in this way of cooking. So I have experience with that. And there's also a very good book, if you want the spiritual aspect, written by Dr. Michael Brown and his wife, Nancy. So Dr. Michael and Nancy Brown wrote a book called Breaking the Stronghold of Food. I just want to throw that out there. I don't have the book with me right now.
And all this information will be in the description in the video later.
Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll give you the sources. Later. We'll give you the recipe books to look at when we do our recipes. Okay, so with that, the 4 S's, very simple. Simple starts with S, and I have 4 S's to make this really easy for you. Salads, stir fries, soups, and smoothies.
There's one more S you I forgot.
Oh yeah, Jessie's added her little S here. What is
Snacks.
that? Snacks. Okay, yeah.
We're having snacks.
Yeah, she's going to be showing us how to make some
Snacks.
nice, simple snacks. Okay, so I think I'm going to dive in then and start with maybe just a couple of tips where we buy our food and how we store it. How's that sound?
I could talk about that. There's a lot of great places where you can get ingredients. One of the easiest kind of place to go is to go to Sprouts. There's a Sprouts all over the valley. There's one in Chandler. There's one in Mason near the church. There's even one way out here. We're out in Apache Junction, and Robin here is out in Gold Canyon, and there's still a Sprouts out here. Good food, a lot of organic food. Highly recommend it. Another place, if Sprouts is a little on the expensive side, and I know they can be a little pricey, is go to Winco. Winco is awesome. They have tons of produce. It's really inexpensive, and Winco won't let you down.
Winco has bulk food, so you can get as much or as little as you want, and it's usually quite a bit cheaper than when you buy it in like the produce, not the produce, but the processed food sections.
And
like
Sprouts has bulk too. Don't forget that.
Like rice, lentils, your legumes, all that will be at really great at Sprouts or Winco for portions that you just smaller portions. Okay, the other thing is Trader Joe's has some good stuff.
Yes.
If you're into busy lifestyle, cut up foods are going to be your friend, and there's lots of cut up vegetables and fruits in these places.
Yeah, and another good place too is Costco and or Sam's Club.
Yeah,
I'm not a Sam's Club member, so I don't really know. I think they're really similar, but Costco, they are great. They have a lot of cut up foods, a lot of frozen vegetables. Have them in your freezer. Oh, I forgot to get XYZ.
Right.
You know,
so frozen vegetables are great. Get them in bulk because you're going to be spending 3 weeks with this. You know, it's very easy.
You know something that Costco has? It's amazing.
What?
Check this out. It's the itchin sauce.
Yeah. It's
the itchin sauce.
Yeah. So Jessie likes this stuff. I'd never had it until I had some here. So this is one of the few processed foods that it's like Daniel Fast friendly.
It really is.
We look at the ingredients. It's all just organic water, organic juices. Everything is, there's no sugar in here, no corn syrup, and we want to avoid any ingredients
super
that
tasty.
Might have that. And this is super tasty. Is this chipotle? Yeah, the chipotle is a little spicy.
But they have other flavors.
Right. So this is nice for just dipping.
Yeah, you can get them at Costco, and I know Sprouts has it as well. Great for dipping vegetables in it.
Yeah,
that's a good find. Obviously, I've been eating out of this quite a bit.
Yeah, it's almond butter based.
Yeah.
By the way, almonds, if you get them at Winco, there's a machine that you can stick almonds into, and it becomes almond butter. So almond butter is just almonds. So that's one more thing. And the almonds are going to give you, the nuts are going to give you a lot of protein. Just real quick here, I want to show you how I store my food when I come home.
Just give her a minute. She'll be right back. I promise.
I'm right here.
Hold on.
I'm right here.
She's coming.
So produce, like from the Ranch Market. That's another place.
I forgot about the Ranch Market.
Ranch Market.
I know there's multiple locations, but the location nearest to us, the Ranch Market is on Apache Trail and Apache Junction, right on the East Mesa Apache Trail line.
Right. There's another one between Higley and Greenfield on Main.
Oh my gosh. Cheap. I fill my whole cart, like rim,
$20.
$20.
So I just want to show you what I've done here. I've just thrown a bunch of produce in this like Rubbermaid, plastic lined with paper towel. I have not washed it. So don't wash your produce when you store it. Keep it as fresh as possible, and then put the paper towel at the bottom and seal it up. Put it in your refrigerator. I have stacks of these in my refrigerator that I can grab from. So I'm going to be doing something with this in a few minutes. But right now, I'm going to give you a recipe called borscht.
Do we need to talk about adaptations?
Oh yeah, we better.
Yeah, we better talk. We better
do that. Yeah.
Okay, I want to bring before we go on and get into cooking. I do want to bring up one more thing. First off, please don't be legalistic about this. Now you're going to see Robin and I goof around. It's what we do, but make this a joyful time. Be happy. This is supposed to be something that you enjoy. This is not supposed to be time of misery.
And that's biblical, because it says in the Bible that if you fast, if you go without food, don't have these long faces and everybody knows you're doing it. Wash your face,
Be happy.
get out there. And Daniel too, he looked healthier at the end of his time. So
be happy, be joyful.
yeah.
Number 2, talk to your doctor. If you've got medical conditions, you're on medication, you have food allergies, please make adaptations. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I had cancer, and my doctor told me I needed to eat meat. So I would probably have fish and this if I were in that situation again, just because I needed personally to have more protein. But this is between you and God, how strict you want to be. Some people are not going to have fruit, and that's great.
Yeah.
Other people are not going to want to have any oil. We're going to allow for a little bit of oil. No sugar though. No sugar whatsoever.
No.
Artificial or and no caffeine. So that's what's going to kill us.
Hey, it's not January 1st.
Right. I
I'm
know
still
we
drinking
can still
coffee.
have some coffee.
So that'll be, to me, caffeine's a bigger deal than sugar.
Right.
Like, caffeine.
So you're going to see us throughout. We're going to have 3 videos where we're going to be throughout the Daniel fast giving some tutorials. Okay. Now, one more thing before I get into the borscht.
All right.
Because
people are waiting for us.
I know. I just wanted to show you how I store some of my, I store the produce in those bins, but I also store things like nutritional yeast, which we'll tell you about later. Sesame seeds.
You even labeled it.
I do. I have label maker. And pepitas, things like that. I put those in jars in my refrigerator, quinoa, so that I have all that nice and fresh in my refrigerator, and it's easy to get to. So I just wanted to show you that. Now for the borscht.
All right, the borscht.
Some people say it comes from the Ukraine. Some people say Russia. There's a lot of countries that like to claim borscht. We're going to start with the stock pot. And what we're going to do is I'm going to be adding ingredients to show you what I put into my borscht. Yours might look a little different, but some of the things that will identify borscht, the one major thing are beets. So it's a beet soup.
The beets. We got the beets.
Yeah, we do. We have the beets, and I had to wear gloves when I
they stain like the Dickens.
My beets, but you can get jarred beets, and don't you have a good brand?
Oh yeah, Fat Beets, PHAT beets.
Okay, yeah. So you don't have to get the fresh beets like I did. You can get those. But I kind of like being up and personal with my food. I like chopping it. I like looking at the beautiful colors. Your hands red? No, I don't. That's why I have the vinyl gloves.
Now, quick comment about beets. If you don't like the taste of beets or they're too earthy for you, there's a couple varieties that are not as bad. You can find them at Sprouts. They're either going to be a white or orange in color. They're much sweeter, and they don't taste like dirt.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, Jess, can I use that burner?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to put a burner on, put it on high.
Sorry, my stove is so cryptic, you don't even know.
She has to help with this. I have no idea.
There's yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make my borscht. And I don't have a recipe, but we will put the ingredients that I use. In the future, you'll see it on our
It'll be in the description below a little bit later.
Don't forget, this is live streaming. So if you have a question, go ahead and post it. And if we can, we'll get to those at the end.
Yeah, we do have another person behind the camera that's there waiting for you.
So the pan is heating up, and we want to avoid oil as much as possible, but we will allow for a little bit of oil in our version of the Daniel fast. So I have some avocado oil, which is super good for doing the sauteing. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, and it is high burning. Oh yeah, and then tell them about that.
And while she works on that, the other good oil that I will be using, you'll be seeing me use a bit, is MCT oil. Now, what MCT oil is? Medium chain triglycerides, and it's a coconut oil, but it's cool because it's flavorless and has a lot of monounsaturated fats. So if you ever feel a little lethargic, take like a tablespoon of this, and you'll feel better.
Where do you get that, Jess?
I got it at Costco.
Okay,
you're gonna see a theme here.
Yeah, Costco. We love Costco.
We love Costco.
Okay, so here is a teaspoon, measuring spoon. This is all I'm going to put in my saute, just a teaspoon. So you don't need a lot. In fact,
could you just use a nonstick pan and not have any oil at all?
You could.
Okay.
Yes, you could.
Good to know.
I do want to show you a method that Dr. Furman, he uses. right away you're not going to see it because this has got oil. But if you didn't have oil, you could put your vegetables in here, whatever you want to saute, and it's called water saute. So let them stick a little bit, and then pour a little bit of water in there and stir it up. You'll get the fond, which has got this umami taste.
That's the yummy part.
It's the yummy.
But
and
if you burn it, you can't. You
yeah,
don't want to burn it.
And then put that into your soup. So right now I've got the pan heating up, and I have onions, and I like onions. Don't you? Don't you like onions?
I do, except since I had COVID, the smell has always bothered me. It's weird.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I love them.
I'm sorry I put it up so close to you.
I'll be all right.
And you do.
I'll be all right.
Do have to watch it when you. Of course,
they make me cry though.
We all know we cry.
I'm gonna
but
cry.
Jess has a certain. You do something, don't you, when to avoid crying? When don't you do something?
I just think about happy things.
I thought she put a hazmat outfit on.
Oh yeah. I have this big hazmat.
Yeah, she wears that.
But yeah, we won't do that today.
No.
We'll spare you.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna put some onions in here, and I like a lot, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put about half of the onion that I peeled and chopped and diced, and I'm gonna put that in here. The other half I'm going to put into a Ziploc baggie, and put it into my freezer. So when I need to stir fry later on in the week, I will just pull it out of my freezer and put it in the pan, and it really is handy. It's already chopped up. So this is what I would do. Can you buy chopped up onions?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can buy chopped up onions.
Just like that. And what I also do is when I'm trimming my vegetables, and I'll show you what I got this morning when I trimmed my beans, cabbage, carrots, onions, and celery. I got trimmings from them that I put into a Ziploc gallon bag, and this I will keep adding to when I chop my own vegetables and trim them. You wash them first and then trim them, and I stick it in the freezer, and I keep adding to it so that eventually I will make vegetable stock out of this.
It's a good idea.
When I have the beets, the vegetable stock is going to turn red, which is a beautiful color for soup.
Now, if you don't have time to make this, like in my case, you can buy it pre-made. Now,
can.
Word of warning, most vegetable stock has sugar in it. I did go to Sprouts. I went through every single one of their broths. I found 2 brands that did not have sugar in it.
Yeah.
You have to pay a premium for it, but it's going to save you time.
Get used to reading labels
Yes.
during these 3 weeks. And I'll bet after a while, your tastes are going to change, and you might even like eating like this better because the flavors are going to be, you're going to taste the flavors because you're not hiding them with sugar or a lot of salt. We aren't going to use a lot of salt either, but we'll show you some things that we will use in replacement. Okay, these are sauteing up nicely.
What's next?
So next I'm going to put the vegetable juice.
You want this on high?
Yep. Well, medium high.
Medium high. Okay.
Okay, so here is, I have a nice glass container.
Oh, that's cool.
And I boiled these. I boiled them, and then I turned them down to simmer for about an hour. I strained the vegetable clippings out of them, and I came up with broth. So this is the broth that has the beet clippings. I also have another broth that I use for other recipes.
Ooh.
And this is without the beet cooking. Yeah, beet clippings. So I'm going to add both of these today to the stock pot. So Jess, how about you do that?
All right. Both of them.
Yep.
All right, and she goes.
And if you're wondering about these nice containers, it is from a dairy that's local in the East Valley area of Phoenix. I also labeled this so I don't think it's cranberry juice or anything like that in my refrigerator.
That'd be a surprise. Ooh, quick sweet. Ooh.
Might be good for you. Okay, so go ahead. You can add that.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we'll have a nice base. One of the things that I like to do, and I think I got it online, maybe off of a Joel Furman again recipe, is to make your soups a little bit richer with carrot juice. I'm going to be juicing a carrot too, and we're going to put the carrot juice in here. Not just one carrot. I'm going to juice a few. So see, I'm just adding the nice sauteed onions in here. This is going to give it a beautiful flavor.
I wish you guys can see. I wish I had a way to move the camera here. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
But it's quite amazing.
Another thing that I like to saute are the
You want that on
harder.
still?
Keep it on. Yep.
All right,
Are
all
the
right, all right.
harder like beans take more time to cook, and we want to make sure they're cooked. So we want to put some beans in here. Put those
I
there.
love green beans. Oh my gosh, you're one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
green beans are great.
Again, something to get
And-
frozen ahead of time if you don't have time.
Yep. And so we're just going to saute these for a while, a few minutes. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you what I do with the juicer. I don't know if you have a juicer.
I don't have a juicer.
You don't. Well, we don't want to hear the story, Jesse. Jesse has a huge story about the juicer. If you ever want to catch Jesse, ask her about the juicer story. It's actually really funny. Okay, so Jess, you see that these green beans don't have any oil.
Correct.
So do you have just a little bit of like filtered water we can throw in here?
Yeah, anything that comes out of my fridge. Let me get you a device.
Okay. So we're going to put a little tiny bit of water in this and water saute the beans. We're getting a nice, they're cooking up nicely and they're browning just a little bit, which is what we want. We want to have a nice.
Here's a little bit of water for you.
Okay. Yep.
Here you
This
go,
is just
ma'am.
right. Just right. So not too much.
Beautiful.
Smells good too. doesn't it?
Hopefully the smoke detectors don't go off.
Oh, we
That'll
haven't
be interesting.
tested that yet.
So we
we'll
have
let-
not tested that yet.
We'll let that cook for a little bit. Now I'm going to move over to the juicer, and I'm going to try to get it so that you can see it.
Yes, right over that
So
corner
we'll
right
put
there.
it right here.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll do
I
that to you.
The lovely assistant.
Okay.
Actually, be Vanna White.
She,
Is Vanna White still going?
yeah, she is actually.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't watched that
she's,
show in 20 years.
I think you do a much better job. Actually. Although I do like her. I love her.
We
All right.
we love Vanna White. Don't
Yeah,
get us
we
wrong.
do.
We absolutely love her. She's wonderful.
All right, here's the juicer. I think I got it for $50 online. It's
Beautiful.
just, it's adequate.
You didn't
it's
get it at
enough.
Costco.
You know, I didn't. I bet they have them.
I bet you at Costco's got it.
So what I'm going to do is I've already put the juicer together, and it's going to take the pulp out of our carrots. And so that carrot juice is going to, yeah, thanks, Jess. Do you notice I haven't put any seasoning yet? We're going to do that later.
Okay,
I'm going to
that's
show
good
you
to
some
know.
good seasoning.
You know,
that we can
and,
put in
and
here.
that's another little trick too. Is if you put salt in too early, it actually takes out a lot of the water and ruins your food and your vegetables.
Good
Especially
point.
with, you know, when I talk about eggs, it does really bad with eggs, but
Good point.
we're not gonna talk about
All right, so as you can remember, I just put these in without washing. Jess, could you wash these carrots for me?
Yes, ma'am.
please? Here, I'll give you a couple more. Give
All right,
one-
I'll
one
be right
more.
back.
All right, that, yeah. And then I'm going to show you we're going to wash some other vegetables here too for juice. I'm going to show you how to make a good juice. So one of the things that you can do instead of a meal is make yourself a nice juice. And
Ma'am.
I'm going to give you one of my favorite recipes. I used to do that when I used to make juice when I was teaching night classes in Phoenix. I wouldn't have enough time between my classes to eat, so I would make a nice juice and just drink that, and I would feel a lot of energy. And juicing is nice for an alternative meal. I think these
Yeah.
are good.
Okay.
So we can put those in. You can shut the burner off, Jess.
Excellent.
All right, so
Here
what
we
I'm
go.
going to do with these carrots is I'm going to just take off the end here. I don't want to have that in my juicer. For some reason, I just don't like that. Do what you want, but when I do take the clipping off of this, I will add to my clipping bag for future broth. It's just one of those things that people who like to cook might really appreciate doing. So this is going to sound a little bit loud, but we're going to get through it. It won't be too long. And then we're going to pour that into our borscht.
Oh yeah, this is looking great. This is looking and smelling amazing.
Yeah, and it's going to add a lot of flavor when we do this. So here we go. Have your plunger handy. And,
Technical difficulties.
oh, okay. It just has to be. There we go.
Oh,
Alrighty.
here we go. Oh,
Got a little PTSD from her juicing episodes that she'll tell you about if you ever want to know.
please don't open it while it's running. Please don't open it while it's running.
One more.
Whoa.
So the plunger's nice.
Am I
Here we
good?
go.
Am I good?
There we go. Jesse made it. You made it. You don't have to go to therapy anymore for
Oh my gosh.
your PTSD. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Whew. All right.
Okay.
My kitchen survived.
So we have some juice from this, and I'm going to let it sit here just for a little bit because inevitably there's a little bit of leftover that comes out. I don't know where it comes from, but it drips on the counters. So I leave it here just for a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you while I'm letting it sit here, I'm going to show you some other ingredients I put into borscht.
All right, let's do this.
So here's the main ingredient you want with borscht, the beets.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Pretty.
that's the main thing that would identify borscht. You can turn this up a little bit.
All right.
Okay, we want to get this nice and, all right, I had a spatula and, do you see it? Do you see my spatula?
Ta-da!
There you go.
I'm a hero.
She's got a great kitchen. So we're just going to add these chopped up, diced up beets. Just little nice bite-sized pieces.
Oh, I wish you could smell this.
Yeah.
This really does
It's
smell
starting
amazing.
to smell nice with that fond that we got off of the beans. And then I have celery. We'll put that in there. Carrots.
Here, I'll assist.
Go ahead. Yeah.
In we go.
And this is just the veggies I like to put in my borscht. I do put potatoes in.
Oh, that would be good.
Some people want to
I bet you
avoid
taro would be good in this,
Yeah.
or any
Mhm.
sort of root vegetable. I think would be.
rutabagas, parsnips, if you like that kind of thing. I don't, but my sister uses that.
This is
And
great.
so these are just diced up potatoes.
I did wash my hands before.
Yeah, so the potatoes, the beans are nice, but the beets are what make it borscht. The beets and dill weed seasoning that we'll put in there. That makes it borscht, and also cabbage. The cabbage is delicious.
And that
in
probably
this
goes
soup.
towards the end, if I'm guessing,
Yes,
because cabbage would cooks quick.
right.
I mean, it's like done.
Yeah, cabbage won't take long. Sometimes you can throw kale. I do have some kale in my freezer.
Kale.
And I do
You
like
like
to
kale?
get,
You like
yeah,
kale?
I like to get the fresh kale, and I like to cut it up without the stems and put it in a gallon baggie. And I get from that when I chop it up, and I just take from
okay.
that and throw it into soups and stews. If you like kale, and in fact, you can't taste the kale sometimes.
That's probably a good thing.
All right, and so I go to Costco, surprise, and get organic diced tomatoes. This is just right for.
Oh,
the
it's
soup.
delicious.
Yeah,
They've got the diced tomatoes. They got the whole. They got the sauce, the paste, whole nine yards.
I get all that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Always have that in your
Nice,
cupboard all the
always,
time,
Yeah,
even if you're not doing the Daniel fast.
yeah. It's really
it's a
winner.
lifesaver for me.
I'm looking at the label, Jess, because that's the thing
What
we
do we
want to
got?
look at. We want to make sure it doesn't have sugar. Okay, what does it have here that
So-
might be questionable? Anything?
Now, the one thing, the calcium chloride, but that's just kind of a flavor enhancer. And then the
Mhm.
citric acid. If you see citric acid, all that is just lime or citric juice.
Mm-hmm. It does have a little bit of
In
salt.
fact, I can even show you.
Yeah, we have it sitting out.
I actually cook with this all the time. It's a little citric acid. If I'm making guacamole and I forgot a lime or lemon, I just put a little dab in there and it saves me.
Do you think we could put a little bit in the soup?
Yeah.
Let's do that just for a little tang.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bit of tang.
Yeah, okay, we'll
I
do
mean,
that.
You just need like
Yep. So you
They
can
bunch.
spice up this soup with whatever spices you like. We have Mrs. Dash has salt-free alternatives if you want to really not have any salt, which is good. I like liquid aminos for
yes.
my salt flavor, and it's just basically look. What does it say? What does it say? What's in the ingredients? Soy. That's it.
Now, if you have problems with soy, and a lot of people do, you can get coconut liquid aminos, which is something I do because soy
Good.
doesn't really work out for
good,
me.
Good. Well, will you be able to have a little bit in this?
I can have a little bit. I'll be okay.
Yeah, we're just going to flavor it. I don't measure. This isn't a huge pot, but it's pretty big.
It's pretty good
There
size.
we
I mean, it's
go.
probably up to here.
Now it'll have enough salt. Another thing that will add like a nutty flavor. If you ever want to use it in soups, I can use a little bit in this. It's called nutritional yeast. It's basically
What the heck is nutritional yeast?
Yeah, actually nobody knows.
What?
No, it's dried yeast with vitamins basically. So we're just gonna toss a little bit of that in there, not much.
Kind of looks like Parmesan cheese.
It does, and in fact, we're going to be talking about fake Parmesan later.
Okay.
I mean, in another episode.
All right.
Okay, what
Here
do I
we
have
go.
left here on the counter? I've
Because we
got.
still got some other recipes to make.
Okay, I think we can put the carrot juice in here now.
Let's do it.
Okay, and that there again, it's to taste. if you really like the carrots, you know, we have carrots in there, but
Carrot juice is good.
carrot juice,
It's pretty
I'm
delicious.
telling you what.
It's sweet.
Yeah, and foam is kind of cool, but I don't want it in this for some reason. I just don't want to have the foam.
You don't like
in
the
here.
foam?
Not in the soup. I don't. I will have it in my juice that I'm going to make next.
Okay.
So Jess, could I get you to wash the rest of those vegetables in the bin?
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
such a compliant person here. I love it. Okay, so now we've got the borscht heating up. And I'm going to show you what it looks like if I can, a little bit. Okay, can you see a little bit of that on the video? I hope you can. It's nice. The color is rich. It's got the red from the broth I made. It's got the red from the beets that will absorb in there and turn more red. It's got the orange from the carrot juice. And I'm telling you what, it's a beautiful, beautiful soup. I have some soup here that I have made up already, and I think you can see it. So this is already the finished product of the borscht, and this is just going to be cooking while we do our other recipes today. But this is what it looks like. It's a hearty soup. It'll fill you up. This with a little brown rice on the side or quinoa. You could even put the quinoa in the soup if you want. The cooked quinoa. I like to cook mine first.
All right, mission accomplished.
All right. So now Jess has washed all the vegetables
Yes.
that I want to put in my smoothie, or not smoothie, juice. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to do this
All
as
right.
long as, you know what? I don't have to do this now. I can do this later.
Could you?
Yeah, because we probably want to give you a chance now to teach us something
You're really, oh,
while this is cooking.
oh, just go ahead. We still have plenty of time.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
sure?
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
sure?
We
Okay.
are right on schedule. We did actually try this and plan this out. This is not our first run.
So what I'm going to do for this juice, this was my personal favorite juice when I, like I say, had to have a meal in between my classes and I didn't have time to eat. This was beautiful. So I have celery. I'm going to put everything in there, the stalks and the leaves. The carrots, I'm not going to peel them, but I will take off the ends of these again. I have a green apple, and I won't put the core in, but I'll put the rest in.
I guess you could.
You could.
You could.
You could. And then ginger. I don't know about you, but this is one of the ingredients that I love it. And it's really cheap when you get it at the ranch market.
Yes. I love cooking with ginger.
Yeah.
My husband makes an amazing chicken vegetable soup. Ginger makes it.
And we could just make vegetable soup with ginger. I'm not putting it in the borscht, but I am going to put it in the juice. This will add a nice bite. It's a little spicy, zingy, and really nice.
Oh, yeah.
So when you juice your ginger, what I do is I peel the ginger first. An easy way to peel the skin off ginger is just to go like this. I don't know if you guys do
I just
that.
have a potato peeler.
Potato peelers would work,
But I never thought about
they
that.
have
That's
these little ins and outs.
You learn something
just
every
your
day.
knife, and then I'll cut off the part of it that's been exposed to air.
Oh, that smells good.
Yeah.
And not to mention, when you're not feeling good, ginger is really
Ginger.
helps your
Mhm.
helps you actually raises your body temperature.
That reminds me, Jess, about what we're eating. What we're drinking. We're only drinking water and then juice like this, that's straight vegetables. But if you do want tea, on the Daniel fast, some people won't even do tea or lemon water or anything, but other people will say herbal tea is
I
okay.
think I have a couple boxes. Hold on.
Okay. And we want to check to make sure it's herbal and no caffeine in it. If you are going to do tea, you can also make your own herbal tea. You know, throw in some ginger. You can grate the ginger or zest it, and that's delicious.
Here's an example. I happen to have this in my cupboard. This is not scripted, but here's
Okay.
some mint tea.
What's the ingredients, Jess?
Mint.
What else? You really need to look at the processed, anything that's in a box. You need to look at the ingredients.
Like that's it.
It's just mint.
Mint.
So,
It's just mint, dried mint leaves.
and
That's it.
that's an herb that would be totally,
Yeah,
I
that-
think, great. So,
yeah. Again, you decide if that's something you want to do.
Mhm. Some
That's
people,
up to you.
Some people probably won't, but
That's okay.
other people.
Oh, okay. Here,
Okay.
peppermint leaf, spearmint, rose nips, lemon peel, and hibiscus. Yeah, there's nothing in
Okay.
here.
So
That's
that
gonna
would be
problematic.
an example of an herbal tea with no caffeine.
Yes.
That would be good. So we just want to avoid those things that are really stimulating us, like sugar and Kathleen.
Kathleen. Yeah, we don't want to be drinking Kathleen.
I do know a Kathleen, but no.
Back on subject.
Yeah, back on the subject. So we are now. I peeled this. This is going to go in our juice. Could you just slice this?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll be
here's
right
a cutting board over here.
I'll be right
And
back.
then can you have this?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we'll help each other. I'll help her too. She can order me around when it's her turn to show you a recipe. All right, I'm going to stir the borscht a little bit. One other thing I want to show you what I put in this borscht is the dill weed. Now you might want to measure according to your pot. I don't have to because I have used this a lot and I like a lot of dill. So there we go. I put probably a good heaping tablespoon of dill in there. Dill weed, it's called. It's a spice. You can get it at the store, any store. And I also like to put parsley in my soups. So I have a little container with parsley, and we'll just put some of that in there. We'll wait with the salt until later, but I do want to put a little pepper. And I like a lot of pepper, actually. So I'll be doing that. And I'll put the cabbage in too. Okay, so I have a whole head of cabbage that I'm adding to this. All right, Jess,
All right,
she
we
did a
got-
nice job here.
Okay,
Okay,
so I got your. I'm not touching the juicer.
okay, I'll do that for
I
you.
am not touching that
I'll do that
juicer.
for you,
You
Jess.
don't even know.
I'll do that for you. Okay, yeah, you don't know. You again, ask Jess about the experience.
I am not doing a juicer. Ever
All
again.
right, so here we go.
Here you are, ma'am.
So, and what we will do with the lemon is we won't put that in the juicer. I think some people actually peel their lemons and throw that in there.
You could.
I'm going to just use
You have a juicer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
a,
just going to use this. And
Nice.
so this is one of my friends in the kitchen. I like to use her. Okay, this
Give a
is
name?
starting to bubble. No,
she doesn't
Not
have-
yet.
She doesn't name her kitchen utensils.
no, do you?
Maybe.
I don't want to, I don't know. Okay, let's keep going.
Let's
All
keep
right,
doing
here we
this.
go. I'm going to make the juice now. It's, again, going to be noisy, but you're going to see how beautiful this juice is. I'm taking the ends off the carrots. That's the only thing I'm going to take off. And Jess already poured the apple.
Okay.
And put this in the bag here. You can stick this in the freezer.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, the apple, I'm just going to throw this with the skin on. I always use the word throw, but that, I guess.
Please don't throw anything around a juicer. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, your story is really funny. All right, I'm just going to add the whole apple, carrots, celery. Can you hear me? I don't know.
We don't know if they can hear us. That's okay.
Yeah. All right. And by the way, fresh vegetables are beautiful. They're beautiful. The colors. All right. There we go.
All right.
Now we can have some peace. All right. This is starting to come to a boil. And what I like to do is put it down to simmer now.
Okay.
Maybe medium low, between low and medium.
All right, we'll keep our eye on it, and it's
Okay.
about where it's got to be.
Okay. All right, so here we have our juice. Do you have a nice glass I can put this juice
I do.
in, a spoon to stir? So I'm going to juice just half a lemon in my juice.
Wow.
So here we go. We'll this is what's in here again. Do you remember, Jess?
Apples, ginger, celery, lemon. I cut it
Okay.
up. I should know.
That's right. Okay, then I'm going to juice the lemon. And okay, we'll put the cover on this, maybe turn it down a little bit more so it's not boiling. We don't want to boil soup
Okay.
too much.
I know the stove goes from 0 to crazy really fast.
Okay, so I've got the juice. We're going to stir this up. I think I'm just going to use the knife. Is that okay?
It's better than a finger.
Okay, we'll do that. And then maybe, do you want to take a little taste of this? Do you have a small glass? I can pour some for you.
Right back.
All right. So this is going to have, there's no salt in here. It's just straight vegetables that we got at the market. So there you go.
Here we go.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love it.
It's not as bad as I expected it. I
Mhm.
expected it to taste like lawn clippings, and it doesn't.
No,
Not at all. Actually, it's pretty
yeah,
good.
it's very good. And
I'm actually
yeah,
gonna finish
yeah,
this.
it's very good. It's a little tangy from the lemon, and it's a little zippy from the ginger.
Now,
And-
if you don't have time to juice, or in my case, don't have a juicer, Costco has a lot of good juices for relatively inexpensive. I think it's the brand, I want to say Soji, SOJY. I'll put it in the description later. Highly recommend it.
Just make sure you look at the ingredients
Yes.
to see there's no sugar added, because you know what? Once you start looking at labels, you're going to see sugar in the form of sucrose, fructose, corn syrup, sugar, cane sugar. You're going to see all those things. We don't want any of that on the Daniel Fast.
All right. While we let this thing get
All right.
happy, should we make up a salad?
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Let's get rid of this thing. This thing's got to
Yeah,
go.
we're going to say, oh, I
the ginger.
forgot the ginger. We got to do this, Jess. We got to put the ginger in here.
Oh,
Can't
all right.
believe I thought I didn't.
It still
taste
tasted good.
but I didn't taste as much as the other. Oh wow! I forgot the ginger. Okay, now you've got a little bit left.
I have a little bit left.
We're just gonna let you have just a tiny bit of ginger, just to show you the difference.
Okay.
Just a little,
All right.
and then I'll have the rest of this.
A little stir.
Yeah.
Okay, that changed it. That actually made it. That completely blew away my expectations.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't have it.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay.
All right, we got 20 minutes. Let's get
Oh,
our salad,
Good.
and
Yep.
we have
Okay.
a snack for you as well.
Yeah. Do you want to make the snack first? Since
Of course, I want to make a snack first.
since
That's
I've been-
that's our fifth S.
All right, go for it.
All right, let me grab some. Where's our pan here? I think I still over there.
Right
Saying yes. So this is a really simple snack to make. I don't have a lot of time, and when my husband comes home, he's like, "Hey, what do you have for a snack?" This is what I make. It takes less than 10 minutes to make, and we'll get started. So first, we're going to start out with just a regular frying pan. Awesome. Get that going here, and we're going to let this thing heat up to about medium high. And this you're going to have to use a high heat because we're dealing with nuts, and so you're going to need some. Long burner.
Do you want to measure that at all? Or-
It's just you want not much. I would say maybe a teaspoon, if that. Just a very small amount.
Okay, that's all we used in the other two.
Yeah, we're
I have to
talking.
use the. I get carried away, so I have to measure mine. But Jess is pretty good at.
Yeah, if you
It's
can
about the
see
same as
here,
I
it's
have.
just enough to barely coat the bottom. So I'm gonna let that heat up. I'm gonna grab our nuts.
Okay.
And what needs to go in there?
Okay, and I'm going to stir the borscht.
Which is that it's 2 ingredients. Pick your favorite raw nuts. In here I have cashews, which are my favorite, and Brazilian nuts, which are my husband's favorite. That's it. That's all I'm using. You can have almonds. You can have what other kind of nuts are there? Macadamias. Anything that's raw, uncooked, unsalted.
That's a good point. We want it when you're going to get nuts. Make sure they're unsalted.
Yes.
They put way too much salt in nuts, and once you roast them, it enhances the nutty flavor. It brings out a whole different dimension, doesn't it?
Sorry. I'm a little distracted. We have cats, and they're getting into something. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, back to business. So I'm going to take about a handful of this because just enough for a snack. This is all you should have for a snack. That's it.
Handful.
Handful. You know, and I'm going to do 2 handfuls because there's 2 of us.
Okay.
That's it. Just a few nuts there. Now to season the nuts as they start to cook and come up to temperature, there's a couple ways you can do this. I'm just going to use the Kinder's Taco Blend. And I've looked at the ingredients, and in this ingredients you have chili peppered. You do have some salt in here, but it's not a terrible amount. There's garlic, there's some other types of spices, but it's organic.
Where do you get that? Just
Costco,
we do not work for Costco.
and we're not endorsing Costco.
No.
I promise.
Sam's Club
I'm sure Sam's Club's amazing.
has similar.
I'm sure. But I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to use some pre-made seasoning. Now, if you don't like taco seasoning or you want to season it with something different, make up your own. This is your palate. You can make it whatever flavors you want. You make it to flavor. You don't want a lot of flavor, don't add a lot of seasoning.
If I want it spicy, I could put like chili powder.
This will give you a little kick.
Oh, okay.
If you don't like spice at all, don't add spice. You can do whatever you want. It's just a really quick and easy way. Get going. All right, this is starting to heat up.
So far, you might think that this was a lot of work to make this borscht, but if you do get everything cut up, it's not so bad. And same here. These nuts.
Yeah. All I did was put these in a bowl just to make it easier to carry over here. I mean, normally if I'm by myself, throw them in here. That's it. This is a very, very simple, easy to do dish.
Okay, I see some sizzling action going. Can't hear it yet.
Yeah, we're waiting for this to kind of warm up here. But yeah, the nuts are very lightly coated. In fact, yeah, let's stick with that for right now. We'll wait for that.
And Jess, can I turn this down a little bit? I don't know your stove, so just
Sure.
really barely going.
Barely. All right.
Simmering pretty good.
This is off camera, but all of the screen printing on my stove is gone, and it's just really weird and cryptic. And so even though I use this every day, I still struggle with it. It's okay though. We're working through it.
You're doing great.
We're doing great.
You're doing great.
Yeah, this is totally unscripted.
All right, so we're gonna have to move along here.
All right, so while this is doing its thing, we have a salad to make.
We do. Yeah, and so this is the nice.
You
thing.
talk about that, I'll get everything prepped.
This is the nice thing about what we're doing. This is gonna prep you for a few days. So we're going through a little bit of work right now doing this, but once it's made, we're gonna freeze the borscht so you can pull it out of the freezer or out of the refrigerator and have a nice, hearty, nutritious, easy meal so you can devote yourself to other things like maybe spending some more time with God. So I have 2 salads I'm going to make today. And I've got romaine lettuce that I'm using. I like romaine. It's nice and crisp, and it's usually you don't have to worry about it's consistently good. Red lettuce is also good. Or if you like those boxes of lettuce that you can already get pre-done, get those and tear them up a little bit more. And I cut this with a knife. Some people don't like to do that. They like to tear their lettuce, but it's faster for me, so I do that. So what I'm going to do with the first salad is I'm going to show you how we're going to make it pretty. Of course, all natural ingredients like vegetables are pretty, right? There's red cherry tomatoes. I've got a red onion. And I've got cucumbers that I've cut up.
And just as she's getting this set up, our nuts are getting nice and toasted. You can see that on camera, but they're turning out beautiful. They're almost ready to go.
They smell great. And radishes, I've got those. Of course, you put in your salad what you like. But I just want to show you how pretty it can look. So we've got, all right, I've got some black beans. You could use garbanzo beans or chickpeas. That's another word for garbanzo beans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I just put this so that there's little groupings of all these things.
All right, we're going to have you pause them. These nuts are done.
Are they?
They are done. So they're all nice and toasted.
Ooh, does that look good?
Sprinkle. I'm not kidding. That's it. That's it.
Smells good.
Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Now we're gonna have to let these suckers cool because they are hot.
Okay.
We're gonna put it in a container
Lined with a paper towel.
All right.
Great. So what I'm going to do with the salad is I'm just going to put little groups of,
See that? See that? We'll taste them in a minute when they cool off.
Yes, that smells delightful. Okay, you see, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be denying ourselves too much with the.
I don't think so. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually really looking forward to this.
Yeah. And, our cravings for the stuff that's not so good are going to slowly disappear, I think. And our cravings for more important things will improve.
I think so.
All right, so I've got the red onions. I want to put my cucumbers. I scored them a little bit. I'll just show you what I did. I put a fork on the side and then cut them. I don't know if you can see it.
I don't have time for this. I'm sorry. I don't have time. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong, but man, I don't know if I have time for that.
So I put those next to the red onions. I just do it how I want. Then cherry tomatoes go next. Now,
Those are pretty.
if you don't like any of these ingredients, it's nice to have them clumped because then you can set that aside, the whole bunch of it, while you get the stuff that you like.
Or
I've
just
got-
don't put it in your salad.
Right?
I mean, that's the easy way to do it.
Right. Okay, so now we have some black beans. I'm going to put
I'll bring
for a
it.
little protein. And, in the middle, what do I want to put? Maybe some radishes. How does that look?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay, let's show everybody.
All right, you
Go
got
ahead,
this?
you can lift it up. Yeah.
Can everybody see that? I hope everybody can see that.
Yeah,
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's a good salad.
But we're missing something.
Oh yeah,
The dressing.
You're going to show us how to make a dressing.
So the dressing is really easy. I'm going to show you the process of emulsification. And now all that does is combining oil and water so that the two combine. Because if you want, you can just put a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, and it's fine. And I'm talking not a lot.
Right.
But this is going to combine the two. And it's going to seem like I'm going to use a lot of oil, and I am. But you're only going to use like a small amount in your salad. This is for later. This will carry you through for a long time.
Yeah, and like I talked to Jess a little bit about this when we first went over our recipes, and I was a little alarmed at the amount of oil she was using to emulsify this in her nice Blendtec or
It's
Vitamix.
my Vitamix. I got it at Costco.
Yeah, we like Vitamix, and yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah,
Okay,
food
but anyway,
processor would work too, by the way.
when she was adding all this, I thought, I don't know, that's a lot of oil. But then what did we
measured it
remember?
out.
We remember when we're using it, just to be just a little goes a long way.
It really does.
A tablespoon or two will be enough
Max.
for your big salad. It's okay. So go ahead.
All right, it's really simple. Now this is one of the cases where juice your own lemons. Okay, even as busy as I am, I still juice my own lemons. That goes in. This is the juice of 2 lemons. I have a 1/4 teaspoon lemon zest, which is excellent. I have the crushed garlic, 1 clove. Okay. You want about, here's some stone ground mustard, and it's just mustard seed, vinegar, turmeric.
Do you see how she right away went to look at this because it's a packaged item? And so it's just a natural thing.
I mean,
for us.
unless you want to make this thing from scratch. I mean,
No. But this is a natural thing for us to do now. We look at the labels.
And you want about a tablespoon, which is about that much. Okay. I'm going to put the lid on because we don't want an explosion. We'll kind of get this blended up. Here we go. All right. So now we got that blended. So we're going to bring this down on the low. We're going to very carefully stream in the oil until we get our dressing. So here we go.
You're not measuring that, Jesse?
Nope. I know about how much. You can talk and keep them entertained while I do this. This is going to take me a few minutes.
Well, I don't know if they can hear me though. But
Oh, you'll be fine.
while she's doing that, I can talk loud. So, I'm going to show you one more salad that we can put together. And
So pouring.
do you want
And
to
I'm
make-
pouring like a stream, like a small stream.
what do you, half a cup at the most, you think?
1/2 cup to a cup. I'm making quite a bit.
Okay. So here's some more romaine lettuce. And what I'm going to do is add some different ingredients to this to show you the variety of salads that you can have. Just if you're not familiar with making salads, very easy. So what I have is some mandarin oranges. Some of you might not want fruit, but I'm going to put a little bit of that in here. Oh, look at it. It's white.
Isn't it? Look at that. I think we're about done. I don't.
Is that what emulsifying does?
Yes. I need to add a little bit more. We're almost there.
Okay.
Almost there.
Okay. I'm going to put green onions. Scallions is another name for green onions. The white and the green together. But I'm going to wait until I'm done with the other ingredients. So I have some beautiful peppers that I'm going to be putting on here. All right. And Jessica will be showing us that in just a minute. So again, I'm going to put these in a way where it's going to be attractive. We're going to just pile in the middle here, all the peppers, different layers of the different colors. I have green,
that's
orange,
beautiful.
yellow, and red. We're going to put those in the middle. And then we got mandarin
Absolutely
oranges.
gorgeous.
Okay.
So just do me a favor, smell this.
Oh, the lemon.
It smells good, and the garlic.
comes
It's
through,
just
and the
it really.
garlic.
And I'm just
Very
going to store it
nice.
in this lovely mason jar.
Yeah, jars are our friend for storage because they keep things nice and fresh. We can see what's in them. Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it? And look at that. It's completely emulsified. That's what that looks like. That's how you know it correctly.
Oh,
Now, if you just dunk glug, it's just going to separate. But if you pour a small stream,
okay.
and again, you're not going to use a ton.
Oh no, I think I'll use maybe a half a tablespoon on my
At
whole
most.
salad. It
Let's
looks
take a quick
rich.
taste. We have about 5 minutes left.
Okay. And yeah, we've made all the food that we
Take a little dab of this.
Okay.
And just
Okay.
just a little bit. Just a tiny,
I'll just
tiny.
dip like that.
Yep. And just a little taste. Tell me what you think. Oh man.
Tangy.
Notice I didn't put any salt in it.
There's no salt.
There's no salt.
Lemon juice will actually, that and vinegar will add a salty.
Yes, there is no
element.
salt in this, and it's good, isn't it? You
Very.
won't need very much because the
No.
taste is so strong.
The garlic is delicious in there. The crushed garlic.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really good.
See?
That's a winner.
Yeah, you could even probably get away with maybe 1 teaspoon max.
Yeah, I think so. So another thing we wanted to tell you, some favorite. Oh, I want to finish this salad here.
Yes.
Okay. So
Can you talk and do a salad?
yeah, we've got some other things to show you quickly.
When we did this the first time, it was timed out. We're on a little bit late. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. How much time do we have left?
We have 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going to have a lot of time for questions, but are there any questions?
Do we have any questions so
Not
far?
yet.
Okay.
So, okay, Jess, could you do me a favor and read the labels to
All right,
raisins and craisins?
All right. Dried cranberries, or AKA craisins. Cranberries, sugar, sunflower oil.
Wait, stop. We saw sugar. No.
No,
Put this-
even the sunflower oil, I would not
We
recommend.
just quit reading it once we see
Yeah.
sugar. Now
All
look
right.
at the raisins.
Raisins. Where are the ingredients? Ingredients, raisins, which are grapes that are dried.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it.
And so on this salad now, I have some avocados. Guacamole is also something you can use as salad dressing.
Yes.
Guacamole.
We'll do that later.
Yeah, and salsa. So homemade salsa is the best. And I know a guy who can make some really good salsa. Maybe I could get the recipe from him. All right, so we've got peppers on this. We've got the avocados, a little bit of mandarin orange for the sweet. Now, I like slivered almonds. So I'm just going to put a little bit of
look at that.
slivered almond, maybe in the corner here, just a little bit.
It's beautiful.
And then I like pepitas. Or these
What
are
are-
sunflower. These are sunflower seeds, unsalted, gang. But you can toast them in a dry pan, and it brings out some really nice flavor. I'll put some of those in here.
That's cool.
But what I want to do over everything is put a few pepitas.
What
These
are pepitas?
Pepitas are pumpkin seeds.
Oh, I just call them
And-
pumpkin seeds.
Again, just roast them in a pan, a dry pan, and we're going to spread those over the top, and then a few scallions. So
Green
this-
onions.
Whoa, it kind of came out fast here, Jess. I got some on your stove.
That's all
I
right.
can clean it up.
That's all right. At least the food, juicer's okay.
So you can see how beautiful this salad
This is gorgeous.
too. And with that lemon dressing,
Yes.
oh, it's going to be
It's going to be awesome.
So we just want to say thank you for watching our first episode. We're going to have 2 more. So we'll be adding stir fry and some breakfast foods.
And other stuff. If you have any questions in the meantime, you could send us an email. We'll put a link in the description below. Feel free to ask during the live stream, and we can talk to you live and try to answer as best we can.
And on the website where you see the streaming video, there are some like tips also for Daniel Fast. There's a recipe list. If you use that recipe list, all the things that we have today were off that recipe list. So you'll be pretty safe doing that if you
I
want
think
to
so.
be a participant in the Daniel Fast. And we look forward to hearing testimonies of what God is going to do as you go with these kind of foods instead of what you're used to.
You know what time it is now?
Time to go.
Time for lunch.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time.